Hello, welcome back to another episode of Billy Ho Sports. We are jumping over to Saratoga for a couple of races this week. Two big ones, a grade two Saratoga Oaks and the grade one Sword Dancer. I cover these every year. They're great fields. I can't wait to get to them and talk about these horses. There's some real good turf monsters in there. If you're new to the channel, I do run a contest called Split the Pot Contest. I won't be doing one for Saratoga this week, but the track I'm featuring is the Arlington Million at Colonial Downs. So that is where we're going to draw that split the pot, and it is a free $20 bet on me that the winner gets, and we split the pot if we win. And check the description for all the details on it. But basically, if you're a subscriber and you're leaving a comment, you get your name in the draw. If you're smashing that like, using the hashtag BHS to support Billy Ho Sports, all that is appreciated more than you know. So let's get into this. Give me your best bet of the two races in the comments, and we'll roll from there. Let's jump right into the contenders now. All right, we are race number 9 at Saratoga, mile and 3/16 on the turf for fillies, 3 years old. And we start with number 1, Opulent Restraint, a very, very good horse from the Chad Brown barn. Probably going to take a lot of money just with the connections with Pratt riding. Finished third, didn't quite get it done in the on the lead in the Belmont Oaks, but it was a pretty contested pace, +8, +9. Just battled Nitrogen and actually probably cost Nitrogen the race because he ran so well, or she ran so well, I should say. Dubowie Sire, just really good distance and a little speed in there as well. And then the miss by a neck to Laura Lynn. That was a real Laura Lynn's arrival in this race. We'll talk about in a minute, but that was the Memories of Silver at Aqueduct going a mile. So this one is going 3/16. Most of them haven't been this far before. So just look at the pedigree. You go average win distance of 9 furlongs, which is more than enough to cover this. Usually 7.5 to 8 is fine for distance running on the turf. That brings us to number 2, Sigh No More, Brendan Walsh, Irad Ortiz. She handled the Boiling Springs well enough to warrant the jump in class, but I don't know if she's up for this big of a jump to some of the couple of the competition she has here. But she can hit the board with her style, being a late closer like she did here at Monmouth, and then previously in a Hilltop she closed to 4th, but that was just going a mile. So it looks like maybe the further they stretch her out, the better she's going to be able to get there. So that sometimes it doesn't always translate, but getting Irad aboard is a definite bump in level. I mean, he's 18% on the turf, but he really rides well at Saratoga, and so Sigh No More is definitely one to look at, third in prime power. Now this one I have some interest in. Go-Go Boots. Bobby Flay is the owner, and Miggy Clement trains. Jose Ortiz will get the mount. This one ships over from Great Britain after running fourth, beaten 5 in that Ribblesdale Group 2, and just really, really good distance. Multiple 12 furlong races to her credit. But I'm going to point out a couple of races, and unfortunately, I can't show them to you due to copyright. For some reason, the Euro and like Sky TV, they are all over the copyright thing. So apologies there. But the Ascot race wasn't bad. She had some traffic there, but the two main races I looked at was the Musadora back in May when she was completely boxed in most of the way. This one right here, and she still got up for third. I mean, she took a pounding in that race. You talk about traffic troubles. She was inside, boxed in around 4 horses on the rail, clipped heels multiple times, tripping and stumbling, and then had to fight her way out and just banging into horses trying to get through. And then once she did, she just was so amped up she couldn't really. I mean, she was kind of spinning her tires and just kind of finished third there. But it was a really good effort. And then the one I really liked was this all-weather mile and a quarter. I know it's all-weather track. You don't see those many of those, and not for a lot of money. Allowance for just 9,400. But she absolutely tore ass on that track down the stretch, and won by 3 going away, and looked really good. Just responded very well. She was a little green, but that was a while back. She's had 3 races since, so you think she's matured enough. She travels overseas, could be a sleeper. I'm gonna keep my eye on. Number 4 is Evershed, and just a few things. I tend to watch other shows to just get some insights on their perspectives, because some of them are more experienced than I am. Obviously, they've been doing in the game for decades. And but DRF, Daily Racing Forum, has a channel. I usually watch their videos, and I do respect both those guys. But Mike Beer, sometimes he's the guy with the spiky gray hair. Sometimes he just goes out of his way to try to pick weird horses, and he picked this one to win. And I'm just not seeing it. The debut was fine, but she's only raced 3 times. Just once, she's making her second start of 2025, and she won a mile and a 16th at Colonial for 72K N1X. And now she's going right up to grade stakes. The trainer Arnaud Delacour, one win and 40 tries in graded stakes this year. Second off layoff, he's pretty good. Dylan Davis, average at best on the turf, but I do like him as a jockey, so probably an upgrade of what he had previously. But I mean, underneath only this horse, I don't see how you're going to pick this horse to win over 2 or 3 other horses. And to me, it was a spaghetti pick. And what I call those spaghetti picks is they just throw it out there and hope it sticks to the wall. So number 5 is Totally Justified. Manny Franco rides. George Arnold is trained. This filly, I've been really hoping she'd figure it out. Sired by Justify, who sires a lot of good turf horses, and she she doesn't win her first 2, but then she goes into Stakes Company, and her first try on the turf gets her maiden victory. And then all of a sudden she's supposed to be this great turf horse. Here she comes, and then she misses by a nose to Mayday Ready in the Jessamine at Keeneland, and we're like, okay, and look out now. Here comes the juvenile Breeders' Cup juvenile filly turf as a 2-year-old, and then got bombed. And then she came off of that effort to the Appalachian, got beat by 7 against better horses, Fion, Nitrogen Vixen. Then did run a second, missed a half length in the Regret at Churchill Downs, and got beat by Fion, who obviously won, closed, and got him in the Belmont Oaks Invitational. So it's been hit and miss, but she's 1 for 8 lifetime with 2 seconds and a third. So, she's 50% in the money, but with 1 win, and that being that PG Johnson Stakes, was albeit at Saratoga. So she's 1 out of 2 at Saratoga. I just can't get there for the win. I mean, maybe exotics, but she just doesn't do it for me. When I watch her out on the track and run, she chases the pace pretty well, but she just can't seem to get there. And I do believe we're going a lot further, or at least a little further. She went 9 here and got beat by 12. But then she did get to second, but you could see she kind of got caught late and missed by half length going 9. So is another 16th of a mile going to benefit her? I don't think so. Now we get to your favorite, Laura Lynn, post position 6, only 5 rivals to face. She's a monstrous on the turf, undefeated in her career, 4-0. She just looks the part. She's like the female Zulu Kingdom, so to speak. And just the way she looks, and she just when you see her running, it's like before they even hit the turn, it's a done deal. I mean, just in the Penn Oaks, she just grinded them out in a yielding track. Same thing at Aqueduct in the Memories of Silver, grinded them out, had the lead down the stretch and did not give it away, going on good, and then ran on 1 by half in the Tepin at Aqueduct on firm turf. So firm, yielding, good. It doesn't matter with her. Different tracks, Penn, Aqueduct. She doesn't have a race at Saratoga, but I have a feeling she's going to handle this outer turf very well. So I don't mind her at all. She's practically, I wouldn't call it a lock button, but she's number 1 with a bullet. So she's going to be the win, the 3-star play to win, the key horse on top. And then I'd key her with 1, 2, 3, and then maybe overall or something like that. Cause I kind of like the 1, 2, 3 Opulent Restraint, obviously. And then I like Sign No More running late, and Go-Go Boots, who might go overlooked. And then you can just fill in the other 2 for the 3rd slot after that. So let's move on to race number 10, the Sword Dancer. So this one is going 1.5 miles, 12 furlongs on the inner turf. So it is for 4-year-olds and upward, open company, big time horses. You see them up here. And we'll get to talking about these banging heads here momentarily. But we start with a new shooter, El Cordobos. And that's Charlie Appleby. Flavian Pratt will pick up the mount. Buick's going to ride the other Appleby horse, Nation's Pride, which we'll get to in a minute. This one won the last one out at Newmarket. Looks like a pretty good horse, sired by Frankel. Has nothing but thirds. When you're 3 wins and 9 starts, and you're 4, 7 out of 9 in the money over there, all horses get nailed. Like he got nailed one time. There's his one loss by 9 lengths, but you see it happens to them all the time over there if they don't get the right trip. So for this horse to perform the way he has, I mean, I wouldn't definitely dismiss him underneath. Charlie Appleby actually used to just be like lock button when he came over here years ago when I first really started getting into this. But the last year and a half or so, you can see this is like the first I remember actually covering him bringing over horses this year. I'm not saying he hasn't done it, but just as the first it's run into my path. So there's your number one. Here's number two, Rebel Red. God love him. Lost his eye last year, left eye blind. Didn't run very well in the United Nations at Monmouth. Seems to be comfortable at Churchill Downs. So I don't know if he's comfortable at particular tracks because he's got to win at Saratoga, and then he got killed in the next race. But that was way before. This is Two Eye Sam over here. I can't. I'll take that back. I'm not going to say when it happened. I just know it was mentioned it happened last year at Churchill Downs. So maybe it happened way before in June, before he even started racing. I don't recall. But anyway, sired by Frankel, lemon drop kid on the other side. The horse can run all day, and that's what he'll do. Is he'll come up on you at the end. And he really got a forgive me not letter for I don't know if they maybe the sympathy vote or not, but he come around the corner and hip checked Utah Beach down the stretch. And if that's not interference in a race that he won by 2 lengths, I don't know what is interference. You know, when we're talking about Zulu Kingdom doing this, and they showed somebody at Del Mar doing that from the gate, and none of them even ever touched each other, and he comes barreling in, and he's left eye blind. God love him, so he just starts drifting in left, and he doesn't see the other horse, but he just slams in the ass end of him and turns him completely sideways. And we'll get to that in a minute, but that's just he should have been disqualified in my opinion. But you know, he wins a wins a win. So uh, made up for the spill he took in the Louisville, I guess. Before that, ran fourth in the Elkhorn. He's got some good finishes, but I'm not going for it here. I think underneath use only. Now we'll go to vote no, and the name says it all. Beaten by Grand Sonata in UN Stakes. I don't really like Grand Sonata all that much. Wins at lesser venues versus lesser class horses. So if you gave me a vote, I'd also say no. Number four, Padiddle is a name I like to say. Padiddle, Padiddle, Padiddle. But other than that, Padiddling down the stretch just for minor awards for the most part. 1 win in 12 tries. The maiden win was the only win she's got, but she did have 3 straight show tickets in graded stakes competition, which shows she can do it. The one that got pulled off the turf, the Belmont Gold Cup, was default third. I forget how many horses was in that race, but it was just a shit show. On they shouldn't even run the race. To be honest with you, it was so nasty that day. But anyway, Parchment Party won the race. That's how friggin' upside down it was. So goes up and hits the inner turf, mile and 3/8 at Saratoga, runs fourth for optional claiming 50K. So you're supposed to step up in class and do better. So I'll pass on Padiddle. Nation's Pride is a 6-year-old, probably had a little bit better run at it with the 11 wins. We haven't seen it. That's 2023. So I believe we've only seen 2 wins in the last 2 or year and a half, we'll call it, uh, since November of, well, actually, I guess October of 2023. So, yeah, over a year and a half since a win. So William Buick does ride. Now, I don't know. I usually call it the curse of Dubai or whatever you want to call it. But horses coming back to the United States from the Middle East over there at Meydan tend to not run well in their first race back. But this one actually is a shipper that would be coming from overseas anyway. But he did race at Gulfstream. So I guess it does count. He raced in the Pacific or the Pegasus World Cup and got killed there, and then went over there. It did win this race, going a mile and an eighth. But I don't want to get there for the win. But I know he's a good horse, so I wouldn't count him out of exotics. And now, number 6, Farbridge, the horse to beat, back to defend the title. 5-year-old by English Channel, just a pure machine. Dangerous from anywhere from 9 to 12 furlongs, but 12 is the preferred distance. You saw how he just beat the tar out of El Razine and the rest of them in the Bowling Green, which he didn't face that many rivals. There, I think maybe 5-horse race was total, but he won that easily. Rosario's rode him so many times. He can do whatever he wants. If you're not going to get out fast, he'll just take the lead and just house you. But if you do get out fast, he'll stalk your ass and take you down like he almost did in the Manhattan. He was a neck short of Deterministic and Integration, 2 monster horses. Integration, in my opinion, wins the Arlington Million. Deterministic just won the big one last week, so nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's not a lot you can say he's going to win the race, in my opinion, unless there's a bad trip or a stumble or something of that nature. Now, El Razine, the horse that finished second to him by 3 lengths on the yielding track, did run second the previous race, lost in an allowance at Keeneland to Hershey, which is not that bad. And he was actually 8-1. I would have thought would have been better odds than that because he runs in the Jockey Club Derby Invitational here at Aqueduct at almost 3-1 in a graded stakes race, and then goes off at 8-1 in an allowance the next out. But that's the first off the layoff. Maybe they just didn't see him. So third of 2025. Well, I guess technically second off the layoff, third start of 2025, but second off the layoff, Pletcher is 23%. Pletcher, I'm not as hip on with turf starts. You can see he's only 14%, but he is 21%. I believe he's doing pretty well during the meet right now. 27%. You can see 14 wins already. So he's having a very good Saratoga meet. So I'm not counting this horse out. I think a good exotic use underneath. Then we get the Grand Sonata, Pletcher's other horse. I don't know if one's in here to help the other, but I don't think so because they both have pretty much the same style. So unless they want to run interference for one another, if the race serves it up for them. But anyway, Grand Sonata, mixed bag for me. Second place in the UN behind redistricting, ran pretty well. Seems to run pretty consistently well across the board. Doesn't like lose stamina and give it up late, but that's good for passing tired horses, but just not good for winning. 5 wins in 30 lifetime starts. I don't know when the turf to dirt. I mean, 27 turf starts, 4 wins. So 4 wins, 8 seconds, 2/3. So 14 of 27 in the money. So you can see the consistencies there, and has run a few hundred Brisnet numbers. Got a credit for a 101, but I'm not counting that. You get beat by 8 lengths and you finish 11th, almost DFL in the Breeders' Cup Turf. That's not worthy of a triple-digit number to me. You got to get docked for that. And then the Kentucky Downs win. Horses that win at Kentucky Downs don't turn me on for anywhere else. So pass on Grand Sonata. Now, Utah Beach is the one we'll finish up with, and he is an interesting one. Seems like a beast at 12 furlongs, the back-to-back wins in the Elkhorn and the Louisville. And then I mentioned the Corleywood where he got his butt swiped coming down the stretch and never was able to get a bid together after getting knocked sideways fishtailing. So I can forgive that, coming off a 56-day layoff after 4 straight races. Pretty good grinding, all graded stakes. And the Corleywood is I mean, you talk about a tick below, but the competition there was good enough. 200K for a listed stakes is solid enough for me. So just a horse that can run with this group, has been 2 miles and almost won at Gulfstream. Doesn't have any starts at Saratoga, which may be an issue, but can run the race with Jose aboard, taking over for Chaminade. So he's ridden this horse before to a third place finish in the Sycamore at Keeneland. And then I believe he rode him to 5th in the Louisville in 2024. So this one's an improving horse. I'm going to use underneath. Is a half sibling to the favorite Farbridge. So there's just really, honestly, not really a good horse or a horse in here that's as good as Farbridge, in my opinion. You're going to have to hope for a bad trip or run or somehow to get box him out or something. But Utah Beach, good enough to run close. Nation's Pride, I'm waffling on a little bit. I almost like the one better, just as a sneaky play. But what I'm going to do with this one, just tentatively, and check back, always check back Saturday morning for any adjustments, because I'll pin a comment if I have a change of heart. So, or scratches, obviously, will make a big difference. I believe Grand Sonata also, FYI, is entered in the Arlington, which I don't think he's got a shot in either race, but he may opt to go to Arlington. He may just be making sure the weather's good there or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, so 6 Farbridge, 3-star best bets. This is a best bet show because it's Laura Lynn and it's Farbridge. But this one is just really just key it on top. I wouldn't even key box. I'd key it on top for $1 trifecta wheel. 6, and then use 7, 9, and then all is what I'm going to do. So that's your preview for the Saratoga, the pair of turf races there Saturday. Next up, releasing tomorrow, will be the late pick 5, which will include our split the pot draw. So set your notification bell so you don't miss it. And that way, if you hear your name called, you can hit me up at my email address and we'll start, we'll get you in the split the pot draw. So don't forget to sub to the channel, leave that comment, get your name in the draw. It just costs a few seconds of your time, and I appreciate it very much. See you next time.